What's up, Pokemaniacs? I am the Online Orphan, and I am your analyst for Season 2 of the Pokemon Uber League, or PUL for short. And today, we are taking a look at the Black City Bisharps. Now, let's go over their team and see what they are rocking with. Starting off with their Uber in Kyurem White. Kyurem White, incredibly hard-hitting dragon Pokemon. Little bit more powerful than the Kyurem Black, obviously, as it is in the Ubers. Again, this thing just hits incredibly hard. Difficult to find a switch in. Bulky water type, really the best answer to it. But again, Kyurem White just hits incredibly hard. Next up, he's got the Zapdos. Zapdos is a great bulky electric type Pokemon, which you don't see too often, as this thing can roost for recovery, can static opponents if they are hitting him, can Volt Switch out, of course. Zapdos just a really nice bulky Pokemon. Next up, he's got the Bisharp. Bisharp is a very solid Dark and Steel type Pokemon. Priority with Sucker Punch, and the Stab knockoff is always good to have in the format. Can hit with Iron Head as well to go for flinches. I believe this thing sets up with Swords Dance also. So Bisharp, a solid Tier 2 Pokemon. And speaking of solid Pokemon, let's talk Tier 3 Darmanitan. Darmanitan just hits incredibly hard with that Sheer Force, Life Orb, Flare Blitz. Difficult to switch in. Not only that, but this thing can switch out with U-Turn. Of course, having some excellent coverage in things like Rock Slide, and I believe it's Hammer Arm, or another separate fighting attack. But Darmanitan just hits incredibly hard. Also actually has some nice status coverage as well, things like Toxic and Will-O-Wisps. So there's also the chance of the Zen mode set, which would be hilarious to see. But again, Darmanitan, just an incredibly hard-hitting physical attacker. Next up is that Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum is going to hit incredibly hard with Head Smash. Of course, this thing is really just going to come in, click Head Smash, and almost get a kill every single time. Next up, he has got the Quagsire. Quagsire, a surprisingly bulky water-type Pokemon. Water and ground, making it only a weak to grass-type moves. Quagsire with the Water Absorb or Unaware abilities really work well. In the lower tiers, can recover itself, can Scald for burns, Ice Beam, and Earthquake completely viable. Can also set up with Amnesia and Curse, which is just disgusting, and just make it much harder to take down. In the lower tier, he's got the Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff, a fantastic low tier Pokemon. Great Assault Vest user, can take a lot of special hits surprisingly well. Really got a appreciation for this Pokemon, as my man Mewtwo fan Nate had it over in the XBL this season, and while I was over there, he nicknamed it Tickles. So shout out to Tickles the Wigglytuff. He's got the Mega Mewtwo X, aka One Punch Man. Mega Mewtwo X hits incredibly hard. Fighting and Psychic Stab just hits really, really well. Definitely difficult to find a switch in to that thing. He's got the Manaphy. Manaphy is a fantastic setup Pokemon. Can set up the Rain Dance for itself. Could be a Z Rain Dance user. Can set up with the Tail Glow, of course. And then just hit hard with Scald, Ice Beam, Energy Ball if need be. Manaphy, just a solid Pokemon. Weezing is the next Pokemon, and Weezing is a great defensive Pokemon for him. Can, of course, set up statuses on opponents with Will-O-Wisp or Toxic. No, I don't think it gets. No, it should get Toxic. I know it gets Will-O-Wisp. And then can also haze opponents that try to set up on it. Weezing can then hit back with things like Sludge Bomb. So Weezing is a nice defensive Pokemon. He's got the Star Raptor. Star Raptor is a nice flying type of Pokemon. Does get that Intimidate ability, which is always nice. Can pivot out with a U-turn and then just hit hard with either Close Combat or Brave Bird. And last but not least is the Ludicolo here. Ludicolo, the water and grass Pokemon, only weak to flying, bug, and one other thing. I think that's about it. But Ludicolo, another great Assault Vest user with 4 attacks, Giga Drain, Hydro Pump. Definitely a nice Pokemon. Typically not seen outside of a rain team, but looking forward to seeing how it may work here, as of course with the Manaphy on the team, maybe setting up Rain. Zapdos may be setting up Rain for a Ludicolo to Swift Swim or either Rain Dish. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out for this team. So, looking over the team, certainly a lot of nice offensive threats there, but very defensively solid between the Zapdos, the Quagsire, the Weezing, and the Ludicolo, and the Wigglytuff, of course, to an extent. Really like the fire, water, grass core there, literally with just the Ludicolo and Darmanitan, but of course throw in Manaphy and Quagsire there. Manaphy, Darmanitan looks really solid combination there. Throw in Zapdos with them as well. Looks like a really solid team all around. So that is going to be the draft analysis for the Black City Bisharps here for the Pokemon Uber League. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, show some love on the like button down below. Check out links in the description where you can find out all the information for the league. Once again, I am the Online Orphan, signing out.